There was 7 years old boy who was amazing other people children. Because all the children he saw were playing footballs, badmintons, some were riding their bicycles happily. But he has no chance to do so. Whenever he goes and touches his sister's things, his stepmother scolds at him immediately. His stepmother never treats him equally. Whenever he wants to play something like other, he is forced to do housework instead. His job is to water the plants and flowers twice daily and take care of everything in the garden to be clean every day. But whenever his stepfather is at home, he could obtain something new and some money. His stepfather ever treats him equally. But he just only has 4 days for a month to stay home, because he is always on his business at distance. One day, when his stepfather came home, he bought his children nice clothes and nice watches for them. When his stepson was watering plants in the garden, he approached him to give some money to his stepson. He said, "Son, are you really tired?" "A little bit, Daddy." His stepson replied. He gave some money to his stepson. "This money is for you. Take care of our garden as much as you can." He said. "Thank you, Daddy," his stepson said happily. Meanwhile, his wife was near the door where she could see both of them clearly. His wife is always selfish to her stepson. She was jealous what she saw. Then she made her plan to do something. After her husband was away from home, she rushed into her stepson's room while her stepson was still taking a rest. She took out all the money, where her stepson had been saving his money in his pillowcase. She said, "Where have you stolen these money?" "My daddy has given them to me," he replied. "No, you always lie me. My money has been lost. It's you who has stolen my money," she blamed to her stepson. "No, never. I have never stolen other money any time, Mummy. I tell you the truth. My daddy has given them to me," he replied. "I have ever told your daddy not to give you any money," she said angrily. She beat her stepson so hard. And then she fired him out from her house with empty hands. Her stepson couldn't get any warm clothes. He just only got t-shirt with many holes on it, except crying and leaving the house. He had no one to help him. He had no friend. No warm clothes, no home to live, and no food to have. Even though it was very dark for him, he was on the street where nobody comforted him. He slept under the bush near the street through the dark night alone. When another new day came for him, he picked up some leaves in front of him and placed them on the street and begged anyone to give him some food. In that morning, there was a girl who went to the market, came and gave him a bread. Then he could serve his starving. Then he picked up small stones into his poor shirt from beside of the street to fill them into the ruined street where the water had been filling in. After he had put them into there was no water on the street. So many passers-by could go on the street without hesitation. While he had been carrying small stones in his poor shirt after another, there was a rich man who usually drove his car into that street saw him. He said, "Hi, boy." "Hi." The boy replied. "How clever you are. What's your name?" The rich man asked. "Thanks. My name's David April, sir," replied the boy. "Where is your home? Who are your parents?" the rich man inquired him. Then he answered the man slowly. "I'm homeless boy now. I have been fired out from my house by my stepmother. Can you come and live with me? I will give you job. I will give you money." The rich man asked him. "But now I am starving, sir. he said. Then the man gave him a bottle of milk and some bread to eat. He said, "Thank you so much." As soon as he got them, he ate them up at once. After he was stuffed, he said, "Will you call me to live with you really?" "Sure. I will look after you as my own child," said the rich man. The boy followed with the rich man. 14 years later, there was a family which met their rainy day. Because of his housewife drove her car with high speed and knocked into the corner of a nice house and brick fence of other. While she was coming home from her friend's birthday. She was a drunk at that time. The brick fence of other house and her front car totally damaged. She also got injured herself badly. When she woke up in the morning, she was at the hospital. But she also had been caught with handcuffs by the policewomen. She hurt herself from head to toes. Her husband and her 2 daughters had been waiting beside of her. After she recovered herself, they had punished because of her guilty. Then their wealth came to an end, they were totally poor. Her husband couldn't go any distance places as before. Because every part of the world were being blocked down during COVID-19. 2 months later, they have to work hard for their lives in new building to be workers. They have to carry heavy things such as cement, sand, and bricks daily. After their work has done, they have to find after another in the city. One day, while they were looking for their job at a nice building, they saw a signboard that was announced for workers. They decided to apply for that job.so. They entered there. One of cute assistant ladies opened the door and called them to meet her manager in the room. When they were sitting and looking each other, the manager greeted to them. "Hi." When the man saw the manager face clearly, he said wonderfully, "Hi. It's you, son? How lucky you are, dot." Then they all were amazing. "Daddy, I haven't seen you for ages." "Nice to meet you all," said their stepson. "Nice to meet you too. And we are looking for a job," his stepfather said frankly. "Wow. Could you tell me the situation of you, Daddy? I couldn't believe what you have said," their stepson asked. His stepfather told him what had happened from beginning to the end. Then his stepson said, "So sorry to hear that, Daddy. Could you help my family?" His daddy asked. "Sure, Daddy. I need 2 assistants to keep another store in the city. If possible, I will give that job to my sisters," his stepson said. "Possible." His both younger sisters said happily. "For both of you, Daddy, you should stay at home. Where I have bought recently. It would be a nice place for you to live, to plant something in the garden," said their stepson. But his stepmother was speechless. She had never thought that her stepson would be in a rich position. She felt that she had been treated on her stepson badly. All the action that she had treated on him appears in her eyes. She got a great shame for that. Then she said, "I had been treated you badly. Because of my selfishness. I had fired you out from my house even you never did anything wrong. So sorry for that, son. Could you forgive me? Please? Why had you lied me from real situation? Sweetie?" Her husband said regretfully. "Don't mention it, Daddy, Mummy. I can forgive you all. Because the bitter way that you had treated me always reminds me to stand on my legs. Many thanks for that," he replied. After she heard that, she felt regretful deeply. Her tear was running down on her cheeks. "So sorry for that, my son," she said regretfully. "Don't mention it, Mummied, I can forgive you." Their lives are better again by their stepson assistance. Moral: life can be up and down. When you're higher position, never think that you can do everything you want on other Forgiveness is the best way to revenge. Thanks for watching videos. Please subscribe our channel in more videos. Thank you.